greetings. What the deal is? Peace, love, harmony, and light. This is Chief Kalanago with a video. We're about to get into a build. First off, want to give thanks to the Great Spirit for the continuation of life. Want to give thanks, honor, and praise to my ancestors for just using me as a vessel each and every time to bring the information to the people. All right. I'm actually streaming on YouTube and FB at the same time. So we're about to get into a build, all right? Give me a second here. Let me just make sure, check Facebook real quick while you guys there we go. Peace and love, sis. What it is, peace and love. All right. We got the family tuning in. We're about to do a great build as usual. All right, let me just check YouTube, make sure everything is copacetic on the YouTube platform. All right, while I'm doing that, want to say shalom, osio, mabrikwa, halito, Islam to the family, aloha. Once again, what the deal is, wagwan, let's do this. All right, let me make sure. Okay, so, yep, YouTube is popping and we good to go. Let me turn this volume down. And today we're going to get into a few things, right? We're going to get into a few things that's really important. You know, for me, I'm about, results, educating, and applying the knowledge that's being brought, to the platform. Everything is for educational purposes, the upliftment of, the masses, you dig? So by all means, do your own research, all right? Don't just take everything I say for face value. Whatever I drop, go ahead and do your due diligence and do your own research and see how you could apply it in your life. The whole goal is to make your life, all right, as livable as possible, all right? The intended purpose is to teach you how to live life and not to be in a continuous cycle of survival. That's not what life was meant to be. Because when you are constantly surviving, then you are in your lower chakras. And I've already done videos on the chakras, so you could go to my YouTube platform and check. When you're dealing only from a standpoint or a perspective of survival, you're only dealing in your lower chakras. All right. So you want to step that up. You want to definitely step that up. And I'm not saying your lower chakras aren't important. That's needed because the lower chakra is where survival, security, defense, all that stuff comes in. Because once fear kicks in, you got to go into your lower chakra. You see what I'm saying? To pull your strength. But the point is, when you're always in the mode of survival, you are not living life. And we manifested here to live life. You feel me? Not to be in the mode of survival. So everything that I'm showing you, I'm teaching you, you feel me, is so that we could take ourselves from one point, from one realm where we are being treated as we are dead to another realm of living. All right. Thank you, Dutch Entertainment, for supporting the super chat. Definitely means a lot. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to talk about that first. Okay. We're going to talk about, I know I've done videos on that, but I'm going to expound on that a little more in reference to being black. Okay. And how it's synonymous with civiliter, mortuus. And also I'm going to talk about dealing with the karma of our ancestors, because a lot of our people don't know that that stuff is real. You feel me? That stuff is real. You dig? So I'm about to break that down. Firstly, I always like to support our own, because the people who support me, I give them my maximum support. You feel me? So I'm going to share my screen and let you know this program, okay, or this message is brought to you by, let me share my screen real quick. Is brought to you by Simply Stoned, all right? And the website is simplystoned.webs.com. And that's in the link below. I always like to support our own. We keep talking about, oh, well, the Asian got this. Oh, the so-called Jews got this. Oh, the Italians got this. Oh, the Arabs got this. But we are not supporting our own. At some point, family, we got to stop talking about it. And we got to be about it. Okay? This is the Americas. And in every city on Turtle Island, every city in Indian country, we got Jews got their own communities, they got their own police, they got their own courts, they got their own lawyers, they got their own judges. Okay? Every territory in Indian country got a Chinatown. What are we doing? Are we going to continue to keep just talking, or are we going to come together and do what we got to do? Nobody could prevent us from doing what we got to do on our land. And we have every right to be autonomous. Every right. You feel me? Because if foreigners could come here and do it, then what is their excuse from trying to prevent us from doing it? You know why? It is because we are too divided. So we can't blame anything we are going through on other people. It's time that we take responsibility. And that's just facts. I know when I speak from a perspective of tough love. I don't play the games. I keep it 100. Or I keep it real. I'm taking responsibility. That's why I'm playing my part. I'm playing my role in wanting to link up and build with people. All right? And we're doing some things. But we have to put the information out there so that you could work on the I am. Work on your home. Because it doesn't make sense trying to build other organizations or structures and your home is not in order. Everybody in your home is still Black and African American, but you want to step into other realms. No, you got to deal with home first. Because where there is chaos, then it cannot be equally yoked. So if you're in a home, two people are, call themselves original Americans or American Indians, but other people in the household, Black and African American, spiritually, there's some type of discourse. There's already disconnect. So people always hit me up, well, Chief, what can we do? What should we do? Well, work on your home. Get your home in order. And after you have done that, you start talking to the neighbors. Once you have done that, then you go into the community. Once you have done that, you spread it out to the city. Once you have done that, you spread it out to the state. And then you connect. It doesn't mean that you can't link with others, but make sure your primary focus is self-preservation. Deal with home first. Secure yourself first. You cannot save anyone unless you have saved yourself. I hope that makes sense. And there's nothing wrong in saving self first. Be selfish in that reason, in those regards. All right. So with that being said, I just received a package from my sister because, like I said, I support those who support me. It's that simple. It's called the laws of reciprocation. All right. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So this package came from Simply Stoned, and I'm gonna open it. As you can see, it's still sealed. All right. So I'm gonna open it up right now. Okay. Let us open it up. I'm excited. I'm totally excited. And thank you, my sister, for sending me this beautiful gift. All right, I'm gonna open it up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like I said, we gotta support each other. That's what it's called, bartering. All right, so here we go. That's a beautiful pendant right there that she sent me. All right, guys, take a look at it. Okay, take a look at that right there, and it says right here, there's an eagle that's flying, and it says Chief Kalinago Flying Eagle. And at the back, it says Aboriginal American Son, which represents my YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. It's a beautiful pendant from Simply Stoned. All right, and the link is in the description below. I totally love it, and I'm going to represent you very well, my sister. Thank you. So, guys, here we go. Okay, I think I'm seeing myself. Yep, here we go. So thank you for that gift, all right? So brothers and sisters, once again, go to the website and check it out and support our family, man. Support our own. Okay, that's what it is. You reach out your left hand to me, I'm gonna reach out my right hand to you. It's that simple. And then we're gonna do the dance because that's what we do, all right? Now, also, this lecture, presentation, message, whatever you want to call it, is also brought to you by Original Tribal Wear. And it's just so amazing, right? I'm doing this build and I went to check the mail and I just got, again, 2 of those envelopes came. One from Simply Stoned and one from Original Tribal Wear. So I tell you, man, ancestors are always on point. You see, it's sealed. So I'm not making this up. I'm opening it right now in front of everybody. So I don't know what's in there, but I'm going to open it up. And that's from originaltribalware.com. And you know, again, I am thankful. I'm honored, you know, that, you know, brothers and sisters appreciate what I do. And they appreciate the fact that I support them. And there's a little card that says thank you. And you're absolutely welcome, because I promised you I was going to help you, you know what I'm saying, get your business out there, because that's what you're supposed to do. And it says peace and bliss. All right. Peace and bliss. And that's coming from originaltribalware.com. And she sent me a donation of $50. All right. So thank you so much. And I really, really appreciate, love that. All right. So here we go. Okay. Thank you. All right. I'm grateful. I am totally grateful. All right. So here we are. Okay, good. So we're going to talk about, once again, we know that before every so-called Black History Month, there has to be a major ritual that has to be done. All right. There has to be a major ritual that has to be done before we go into this so-called Black History Month, because they're getting ready for this huge ritual for 28 days. Okay. For 28 days, there's a big ritual of so-called Black people celebrating a dead energy. Okay. Just so you know, Black means dead in law, civiliter mortuus. And we're going to go over that and show you exactly why they are celebrating this big ritual of death, dead people, the walking dead, before we go into the month. All right. That's going to prepare us for growth and the new year, which is in March. All right. So everything, it's no coincidence, just so you know. All right. It happens for a reason. All right. Everything is strategically planned. Okay. It's for a reason. So let me share my screen and let us go look at civiliter mortuus, which I've already showed you. But again, I'm incorporating that with some other information, and I'm going to expound on that a little more. Okay. So here we are. Civiliter mortuus. Okay, let me get a sheet of paper. Give me a second here. Let me get a sheet of paper. Let me write something out real quick. Okay, I have that here. Enter. Okay, good. All right. Be Black. Okay. You have 1, 3. Number of God. Okay. So civiliter mortuus, which means civil death. Civil death. Okay. That's what civiliter mortuus means. Now, when you're dealing with civil rights, remember there was the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement was actually the Negro right movements, which we know that the Negro, the American Indian was the Negro. So nicknames for the civil rights movement was actually the American Indian rights. So they took away our status as American Indians, Negro, Black, African American, and the likes, and a few other names, right? But the rights was really about indigenous people's rights, but they nicknamed it, okay, or they gave synonymous names to it, such as Black and Negro, but it was actually the American Indian civil rights. And when you speak of the civil rights, for the most part, you see predominantly so-called Black people. But just so you know, originally, the civil rights was about the pale man. They were the ones fighting for civil rights. They were the civilians. But our people wanted to be part of that society so much. And everything that we get involved with, all right, for some reason, we always seem to overpower. We always seem to overtake. We always seem to dominate. So they say, okay, you know what, man, These black people are getting involved in the civil rights. You know what? Let's not make it about the pale man anymore. Let's make it about the black people. And that's how we happen to take over this whole civil rights movement, because we were never civilians. We were not meant to be civilian. You cannot be a civilian in your home where it's your birthright. You cannot be a civilian. Once again, that's why Martin Luther King said the Negro, the so-called black man, all right, is exiled in his own home. You could only be exiled in your home. You cannot be exiled in somebody else's home. You did. So keep that in mind. So civil death, that's what it means to be black, all right? Civiliter mortuus is the loss of all or almost all civil rights by a person due to a conviction for a felony, all right? So if you become a felon, that's why, again, it's a benefit to them to make sure that our children get in the system as early as possible, which leads to felonies. Because once they get you in the system, it's a trend. That's why they have every school looking like a jailhouse. You see, it is something that's planted in your mind subliminally, so that jail would seem normal. Jail would seem like something that's part of your everyday consciousness, because it's already planted in your mind subconsciously. That's why the jails look like schools and the schools look like jails. Hence, they have the school to prison pipeline. Nothing is a coincidence or a mistake. It is done intentionally. Okay? Now, it says, or due to an act by the government of a country that results in the loss of civil rights. Now, you may ask, well, Chief, what kind of act can the government pass to make sure I'm dead, that I'm dead in law? Well, we're talking about the birth certificate and the all cap name. That is the act that the government put together to make sure that you were civilly dead. I hope that's making sense. Now, let us get into a higher understanding of, or a metaphysical meaning of, why black is also dead in not just law, but in the spiritual realm. I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, well, we come from black. No, we did not come from black. Black is the absence of light, all right, for one, and it absorbs all light. So if black absorbs all light, how is that we came from black? Then we are electricity. Doesn't that mean you would have been absorbed? So when people are speaking from sheer ignorance, you know, it really baffles me that people want to argue, not just argue, but debate with you, just so that they could deal with a foolish pride that they were taught. Okay, now let me show you an implication of why black is also dead in a spiritual realm. When you look at the word black, all right, let me stop sharing my screen here for a second. All right, let me stop sharing my screen here for a second. And here we go. When you look at the word black, okay, black with, you see what that is? Be lack. It means be lack. Why would you want to be lack? I mean, I tell my people, just think about it. Even if you're confused and you don't know colors, it's okay. If you are illiterate and you don't know colors, it's all right. But listen to what you are saying. Be lack. Be lack. Lack of what? Be lack. Lack of what? Now, if you look at your skin complexion, obviously you're not black. This is black. So how are you able to see my skin? Wouldn't it blend into something that's black? Obviously, you are not black. But our people were taught this foolish pride of being a color. But look at this. Break up the word into syllables. Be lack. Now, when you take that only the B, when you separate and you break the B, what do you get? You get 13. Now they tell you, oh, well, 13 is bad luck and 13 is a bad number. Well, how is 13 a black number when Jesus, the allegorical Jesus, Yeshua, had 12 disciples and he was the 13th son? He was the 13th disciple. Do you know what 13 represents? 13 is the number of God. 13 is the number of God. Okay? 13 is a high frequency number. That's why they keep telling you it's bad luck. It's not bad luck. I am number 13. Because once you have mastered your 12 faculties in you, I did a video on that on YouTube, broke down the 12 faculties. Each of those disciples, the 12 disciples, they mean different things in different realms. They could also mean the 12 astrological signs, or they could be the 12 faculties in man. And each of us have our 12 faculties, and they were named disciples: John, Peter, James, Simon, and the likes. And they all have a function. They're called faculties. And your job as the 13th son, as the 13th disciple, is to master your 12 disciples and have them follow you so you could become fishers of men. Y'all gonna learn today. Okay? So Jesus, Yeshua, was the 13th son. So 13 is not a bad number. Okay? It's the number of God. So when they tell you to be black, to be lack, they're telling you be what? Be less than God. But yet still, Yeshua, Jesus said in John and Psalms that ye are gods. So why they want you to be lack? Why they want you to be less than 13? Come on, man. Y'all gonna learn today if you so choose to. Okay? So stop being lack. Stop being that. Stop being black on a, you see, because when things manifest in the spiritual realm, it also manifests in the physical realm. So as above, so is below. So if black is dead in the spiritual realm, it makes you less than 13. It makes you less than God. Why do you think it's going to make you more in the physical realm? Brothers and sisters, you are the one that's literally speaking your death, both physically and spiritually. Do you see the implications on both realms? Come on, man. And our children, our people are perishing because of your ignorance. And let me tell y'all something, all right? This is tough love. I just got to give it to you real. I don't know any different. That's what I know. It's okay to be ignorant because we were all born to some form of ignorance. All ignorant means is to what? The lack of knowledge. That's all it is. Unawareness. And it's okay. We are all unaware of something. I am ignorant to a lot of things because I don't know. I am not aware of everything. You see, I may know everything, but I'm not aware of everything. You see, it's a difference. Because you see, we know. Subconsciously, we know because we are the all. The problem is we are not aware of the all. We are not conscious of the all. You did. So know that you are speaking death to yourself, not just physically, but spiritually. You are telling yourself that you are less than God. And if we have to go look at black from a different perspective, black means pale. It means what? Albino. It means leprosy. You feel me? That was a curse. So the lepers took your identity and gave you their identity to make you dead. In other words, yes, be like is a curse. You were cursed and you accepted it. Brothers and sisters, man, y'all better recognize what this is. Now, hold on. While you're vibing in the chat, let me see if I could pull up something for you. Okay. Now, I've already shared this with y'all, but I'm going to share it again because you see, repetition is the key. That's what they do. They keep giving you the same thing over and over again. That's why, okay? It is stuck in your subconscious mind and you can't seem to let it go. That's where that foolish pride comes in. But this is what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. And like I said, for those of you who wish to support, please do so. All right. I appreciate that, because what you're learning today, I don't think, that 50, 60,000 student loan that you took to learn how to be a slave, they're going to teach you that. All right. How to free your mind, how to free your spirit, how to free your soul, and eventually how to free your physical body. All right. So I'm going to share my screen again. Huey P. Let me just do my presentation, and when I'm done, I could definitely invite you to the build. All right, family, I got you. All right, I got you. Do me a favor, Huey P. Let me see how I could do this. Send me see if you could send me your email. All right, and then I will send you an invitation. But let me just finish the presentation. All right. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to share my screen again. Share screen. So we're going to go back to civiliter mortuus. Civiliter mortuus. And there's two ways where they're going to make you civilly dead. That means you're going to lose almost all your civil rights, or all of your civil rights, by one, becoming a convicted felon. That's number one. Okay? Number two, it's either due to an act by the government or country that results in the loss of civil rights. Now I'm going to show you how that was done through capitalization. All right, let me go here and show you again. Capitalization. And we're going to do a little bit of reading, because reading is fun for the mental, right? Okay, give me a second here. I'm looking at my phone so that I know it seems like there's a slight delay. So here we go. Capitalization. Okay, capitalization. Okay. Ever wondered why your name appears in capital letters on every single one of your government issued documents? It is so they can tell the difference between the natural and artificial persons. Currently, there is no government issued identification available for the natural person, as they do not want you to be able to identify yourself as such and freely exercise your rights. When you were born, the government conned your parents using every person must deception into registering your name on its database. As soon as they did this, they stole your name and created an artificial person corporation, which exactly the same name as you, and provided you with a birth certificate as a receipt. A birth certificate is a receipt of the transaction. Unbeknown to you or your parents, you have been using this artificial person's name to represent you since the day you were born. The only way you can tell the difference between yourself and this artificial person is by seeing its name on paper. So you only exist on paper. Okay? Artificial persons' names are always shown in capitis diminutio maxima, i.e., capital letters. Whereas the names of human beings in law, i.e., natural persons, are always shown in capitis diminutio minima. Take a look at your driver's license and your bank cards and every bill that comes to your home. Black's Law Dictionary, second edition, defines this use of capitalization as diminutio Latin in civil law, diminishing, a taking away, loss or deprivation. Capitis diminutio minima, meaning a minimum loss of status through the use of capitalization. Example, John Doe. Okay? Uppercase and lowercase. The lowest or the least comprehensive degree of loss of status. This occurred where a man's family relations alone were changed. It happened upon the arrogation is pride, of a person who had been in his own master, sui juris, of his own right, not under any legal disability, or upon the emancipation of one who had been under the patria potestas, which means parental authority. It left the rights of liberty and citizenship unaltered. The next one you have is capitis diminutio media, meaning a loss of status through the use of capitalization. Example, John open lowercase and Doe in all caps, meaning the last name, surname, etc. A lesser or a minimum loss of status. This occurred where a man loses his rights of citizenship, but without losing his liberty. It carried away also the family rights. Then you have capitis diminutio maxima, all caps, meaning a maximum loss of status through the use of capitalization. Example, John Doe in all caps or Doe John in all caps. The highest or the most comprehensive loss of status. This occurred when a man's condition was changed from one of freedom to one of bondage, when he became a slave. So let us go back to civiliter mortuus once more. They could do it two ways. They make you a felon or an act of the government or a country in the loss of a civil rights, i.e. all capitalization. You feel me? So know the implications of calling yourself black or black, family. This is not a game, man. And then you still have people with the knowledge that's still pushing it. And they always want to make an excuse. Well, you know, we came from black. No, we didn't. How could we come from black? When black, all black is, things only appear black when it absorbs not even all light, but certain lights that are visible on the wavelength of the light spectrum. Well, black got every color. No, it don't. Once again, man, ignorance could become stupidity if you allow yourself to dwell in ignorance, especially when you're exposed to the knowledge. Now, if we had our own system, we were autonomous, man, you could call yourself anything you want. You could call yourself the apple. You could call yourself a mango if you so choose. But when you deal within a system that takes away your rights, when you are labeled certain terms, why would you voluntarily accept it, but then get mad when you are dealt with the ramifications of calling yourself black? Oh, well, they did this because I'm black. No. Well, yes, they did it because you are black, but not because of the color of your skin. The color of your skin is not black. Because if that were the case, then what happened to the so-called black East Indians who come here? They don't get treated the same way. What happened to the so-called black Arabs who come here? They don't get treated the same way. What happened to Africans who come here? How come they don't get treated the same way? But for some reason, you black, and you are the only one in the world that's black that's being treated that way. Brothers and sisters, you perish for the lack of knowledge. And you refuse to let it go because you want to be ignorant. Okay? And that's fine to be ignorant if you don't know. But when you're exposed to the truth, why do you want to allow ignorance to become stupidity? And then you get mad. You get emotional. Oh, black power. There's no such thing as black power. It doesn't exist. Come on, man. Black doesn't mean dark. Dark is just the absence of light. But black absorbs all the visible, just the visible light on the wavelength spectrum. So tell me, how does black have everything in it? Oh, well, black, melanin is black. How could melanin be black? Melanin is a dark brown, a deep brown that may appear to be black. So how could melanin be black? You see, you get where I'm coming from? So people who are out there, I don't care where they are at, on the internet, in the government, wherever they call you black and they call themselves scholars and teachers, they are your enemies. Yes, Chief Kalinago said that. They are your enemies. Because you see, the dead power, black, it brings fiat currency. So that's why they have to have Black Friday. You see, I'm proving my point. Black Friday, they make trillions of dollars. Okay? Black History Month, an entire 28 days of rituals so that they could use your energy, so they could harness your energy, so that they could go into the new year, which starts on March 23rd. So now they could go into a full realm of manifesting a fruitful crop, because now they're going to start planting. So they're taking all your energy and they're going to start planting in March. And then they go into the spring, the new growth, the new year. They just took all the energy of all these so-called dead people. All these gods who claim to be dead. They don't want to be 13. They want to be lack. And then we're going to go into March, plant our seeds. April, the rain come, it's going to water those seeds. May come, it's going to start flowering. June, July, August. Now it's time for the eating of the fruit. Hence another reason why we celebrated in July and August the Green Corn Festival, the first eating of the crop. You see, y'all going to learn today. You call yourself indigenous, you call yourself American Indians, but do you know what it means? All right? Do you know the rituals that's being used against us? So family, man, we got to wake up and pay attention and know that what's happening to us, it's our fault. Because you have all these prominent leaders teaching you, okay? Teaching you, okay? Oh, now, be black, be proud. If you're not black and proud, you're a coon. No. If you are black and proud, you are a coon. It's not the other way around. You're not black. Stop teaching your children that. And once again, anybody who's teaching you that, they are your enemies. For real, for real. Because you cannot be black scientifically. You cannot be black, astrologically. You cannot be black. I mean, I'm just talking about within law. You cannot be black. It is impossible for your pigmentation to be black. It is scientifically impossible. And I want anybody to prove me wrong on that. It is scientifically impossible. It is. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to call any names, but there's a prominent YouTuber, thousands and thousands and thousands. I'm talking about thousands. I mean, I got about close to 28,000 subscribers on YouTube, but they got at least 4 or 5 times the amount, more than me. All right. They have a girlfriend, and their girlfriend is on Instagram, and she had her identity as original American, indigenous American, autochthonous Aboriginal American. All right. And I guess that was contradicting with his message. And she took it down so he could continue to call people black. So you tell me if these people are not playing the games. You tell me if they're not being agents of the people. Anybody who call you black, civiliter mortuus, is an agent of death. I said it, but I'm not going to call any names. You go ahead and make your assumptions. But I'm just letting you know that these people know what they're doing. Why did you encourage your girlfriend? She was saying who she was. She knew who she was. She knew she was Annie and we, and I think it was either Choctaw or something else. But because you knew it was contradicting what you were the death that you were promoting to our people, you had to take it down. Because if she's your ride or die, then that means she got to support the BS that you want. But those are the people that you idolize. Those are the people that you support. But the people that's bringing you the real truth, they got to beg you for support. But that's just how the world works. You feel me? That's just how it works. Anyway, so that concludes the part about civiliter, mortuus, and being black, and the capitalization of the name. I showed you how 2 ways they could take away your rights, make you a felon, or with an act. And the act was the birth certificate. Make you all capital letters, made you a corporation. So therefore you have no rights. It doesn't exist. Okay? Let us proceed. While you are building in the chat, let me look for something else for y'all. All right? And I'll take all those links and put them in the description for you below, which I already did with some of them. Now we're going to talk about the spiritual implications and the karma that we are dealing with that and some of our ancestors passed down onto us. We're going to talk about that, okay? Okay, give me a second here, guys. Like I told y'all, I just go with the flow, so I really don't plan things ahead. So, you know, forgive me for that, all right? Give me a second here. I know you guys are fine, so go ahead and do your thing in the chat, all right? Go ahead and do your thing in the chat. For real, for real, for real. Let me see that. 1968. All right, so I'm going to share my screen once more and show you how this game was played. All right. Well, absolutely. Dred Scott, you know, people of African descent, you know, could never be a citizen of the United States. All right. Let us go here. Let me share my screen here for a second. Let me show you how they play with the words, the semantics of words. All right. Let me show you how they took American Indian and turned it into the Civil Rights Act of 1968. Okay. I'm sharing my screen. There's a slight delay. Let me, okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Civil Rights Act of 1968. I'm going to show you again, proving to you, showing you that you are the people that they call the American Indians. Because when we deal with the civil rights, we are not, how many so-called Native Americans claim that they were the Negroes that were dealt with in the civil rights? They could never claim that. But here we go, Civil Rights Act of 1968. Okay, long title: an act to prescribe penalties for certain acts of violence or intimidation and for other purposes. Nicknames. Here we go. Nicknames: Indian Civil Rights Act, Indian Bill of Rights. Come on. Come on. Somebody stop me now. Well, no. Nobody stopped me. I don't want nobody to stop me. They might interrupt the build, right? So the long title is this: an act to prescribe penalties for certain acts of violence or intimidation for other purposes. Nicknames: Indian Civil Rights Act and Indian Bill of Rights. So how come the so-called Negro had to create organizations such as NAACP, everything dealing with Black or African American, but not Indian, not American Indian? Why? Why did it take another demographic or another ethnic group to pick up the civil rights and use it for their own liberation. But the true original people that was coined American Indians, why aren't we the ones having those organizations that deal with the Indian Civil Rights Act? But you have other people claiming to be Indians and they're benefiting from that. So do you see how your so-called, they're not my leaders, but do you see how your so-called leaders bamboozled you and played those games with you to flip everything around during 1968 with the Civil Rights Act? Because before that, they saw you as American Indians. So I just want y'all to know what's going on, man. Okay? I just want y'all to know what's going on. Exactly. That's why they say that the pen is mightier than the sword. Okay? The pen is mightier than the sword. Now it says, Title 2 through 7 comprise the Indian Civil Rights Act, which applies to what? Native American tribes of the United States. You see how they're kicking the word native? But yes, it says Indian. But they had to do what? Inject native. So now you have natives are the ones, oh, you know what? I stopped sharing my screen. Let me just go back here again because I have to solidify, all right, the things that I am talking about. All right? I have to solidify the things that I'm talking about. I don't want to just be talking. Let's do a little reading because reading is fun for the mental. Let's do a little reading, shall we? Let's do a little reading. I am looking at my phone, so I'm just giving it time to buffer up because it seems to be like a 5 to 10 second delay. All right, here we go. Let's read. Civil Rights Act of 1968. The Civil Rights Act of 1968, that's public law 990-282, 82 stat. So that's an actual law. All right. Enacted April 11th, 1968, is a landmark law. So like I said, that's a law in which the United States signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson during the King's assassination riot. Now, if it dealt with Martin Luther King and it was so-called Negroes or so-called blacks, why would it be called Indian? Why would the nickname be the Indian Civil Rights Act? Did Martin Luther King knew that he was an Indian? Why would Martin Luther King say the black man is exiled in his own land? But let's read a little more because reading is fun for the mental. The titles through Title 2 through 7 compromise what? The Indian Civil Rights Act, which applies to what? Native American Indians. Now, who's a Native American? A Native American, also known as American Indian, Indigenous Americans. Aren't we Indigenous Americans? So this law, okay, this law applies to us. So shouldn't we have the American Indian Civil Rights Organization opposed to black or Negro, which is essentially the same thing? No, but you see what? They tricked us and say, you know what? Let us use the energy of these so-called black people and let's inject the original people that we called American Indians. Let's change their identity to black and Negro, make them civilians, and take their true, natural, creator-given right and give it to these natives and put these natives in their place and call these natives the indigenous people. I guess when we just dig a little deeper, we find the truth, don't we? But let us go look at the definition of what we call exiled. The truth is right there. It's public information. All we got to do is just start doing a little thinking. That's all we got to do. Okay? Just a little thinking. Let me tell y'all something. I saw more Caucasians. I'm just going to keep it real. I saw more Caucasians supporting our people in the civil rights movement than Native Americans. No disrespect. Okay? That's just my opinion. I saw that because I saw many pictures. Keep that in mind. Definition of exiled.
Here's the definition of exile. The state of being barred from one's native country, typically for political or punitive reasons.
All right, beautiful. So how is that? Martin Luther King dropped the gem. Reading is fundamental, family. The Negro is exiled in his own land. Well, let's go look at what exile means. What did Martin Luther King mean? What it says, the state of being barred from what? One's native country, typically for political or punitive reasons. It's our country. It's our land. And then Malcolm X was like, well, you know what? We Africans, we black, we this, we that. When he went to Africa, they said, bro, you're an African. He came back and said, what? You are the Aborigines, but you don't like being called the Aborigines. Man, I tell y'all, man, brothers and sisters, we got work to do. Okay? It's only there for those who want to seek truth and not just seek truth. You dig? But for those who want to live truth, we have a right to self-identify as a people. We get to say who we are. Okay? That's why I suggest you do your genealogy search. You do your family tree. And you state who you are. Okay? It is that simple. We got to stop playing the games. That's why they could pull you up, do what they do to you, and they feel they have a right to, because you're already dead. When they see you, black male, black female, you know what that means? Dead on arrival. It means civiliter mortuus, family. Okay? All right? Yes, the Asiatics are related to us. You know what I mean? I'm all that. But originally, I'm from this land. All right? I'm not an Asiatic originally. But Asiatics came here and mixed with us. The original man is God, not an Asiatic. All right? And I'm a God. That's what makes me an original man, not being an Asiatic. You feel me? I have relations and Asiatics are related to us. So I have to put all that in perspective. So like I said, I'm not going to go with the back and forth who was here first, and I'm not going to deal with that no more. I'm going to deal with things from the highest standpoint, the highest elevation of who I am. I'm a God manifest in the flesh, and I am everything that you call yourself. So whatever you call yourself, I'm that too. You feel me? But I'm not going to get stuck on labels. The original man is God manifest in the flesh, not the Asiatic man. All right, that's another label that was given to us by men through colonization. Because when Asia was known as the world, they didn't even know America existed. So how can the original man be Asiatic? Again, that's misinformation. The original man and woman is God manifest in the flesh. You dig? And that's just what it is. So if you want to label yourself and subject yourself to these labels, then that's fine. All right? When we declare who we are, you have a right to self-identify. You dig? And that's it. If you want to call yourself a Moor, that's on you. If you want to call yourself an Asiatic, that's on you. If you want to call yourself an Israelite, that's on you. If you want to call yourself a Nubian, that's on you. If you want to call yourself a Nuwapian, that's on you. If you want to call yourself a 5%er, that's on you. If you want to call yourself an American Indian, that's on you. You see, we are all of that. But you know what I'm going to start off with? I'm going to set up my declaration with, I am God. Man manifest in the flesh, and my flesh is known as such and such. So that means there's no higher authority than God. Period. It's the only way you're going to free your mind. And what's your mind? Your mind is your soul. Your soul is a combination of your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. It's that simple. All right? Now, let us get into the part where a lot of us are dealing with the karma of our ancestors' debt. And that's a contract. Well, Chief, how can you prove that? I.e., the birth certificate is a contract. Our ancestors got caught up in that, and look at what's happening to us right now. So that means you have to rescind these contracts. But I'm not here to give any advice. All right? That's not what I'm doing. Because I don't want people doing anything that would put them in any situation where you are not autonomous, meaning that you are not self-sustained, and say, well, Chief said do that. No. All I'm just saying is, if you want to be totally free, then make sure you're growing your own food. Make sure you have your own electricity. Make sure that you're able to get your own sources of water. That's when you are autonomous. But if you have to depend on the system to take care of your children, then I don't suggest, you do what you got to do to take care of your family. But you cannot be totally free and still be a ward. Okay? You cannot serve two masters at the same time. Now, you could use benefits, all right? We are allowed to use benefits as indigenous people because it says so in UNDRIP, it says so in the American Declaration. The indigenous people have a right to partake in the systems that's created on their land. So by you claiming indigenous, by law, by right, by declarations, they're not allowed to take away what benefits you. They may try to, but you have to know how to stand and declare your rights. You feel me? But just know that all those things are contracts. So everything that our ancestors did as their posterity, meaning that as their children, their descendant or ascendant. Some people say descendant. Well, I say I'm an ascendant because I'm ascending. I am not descending. But I would say / descending, ascending, because I'm ascending. I am growing. All right? I am not devolving. You feel me? So I am an ascendant of my ancestors. So as the posterity, a lot of the things that they did, all right, there is a karma that's attached to it, and it's passed along to their children for at least 7 generations. Okay? So within 7 generations, we are, through spiritual contracts, okay, we are liable for a lot of those karma. After 7 years, it can be what's called discharged. All that stuff is in the Bible. The debt is forgiven after 7 years. But however, you have to do a chapter 7, so to speak. You feel me? You have to do a chapter 7 because life was completed with 7 and it was rested after the completion on 7. I wish I had 2 dice to show you. Man, I wish I had them dice. If you take 2 dice, all right, anytime you roll a dice and it falls on 7, 7 is also below. So as above, so is below. Go do the test. Get 2 dice, like when you throw in craps, right? And roll the dice. Anytime it falls on 7, pick up the dice and look underneath. You will see 7. What does that mean? Above, all right? 7, in creation, the completion was 7. In 6 days it was completed and rested on the 7th day. All right? And when you look below, it means it rests on 7. So you see what I'm saying? All that stuff is spiritual, man. Go prove me wrong. Get 2 dice right now and roll it on 7 and pick it up and see so as above, so is below. So your debt should be forgiven in every 7 years. You're supposed to you be able to do a chapter 7 and be forgiven of that debt. You feel me? So how does that apply to our ancestors? A lot of the things that they did, I'm not going to call them mistakes. There's no mistakes or coincidences, but the experience that they left, all right, or the effects of the experience or what they did that's affecting us, you have to rescind those contracts. You have to do, well, you don't have to, but I did it. Okay? I have done rituals to rescind a lot of those contracts, a lot of those debts that they pass on, contracts that we may be aware of or may not be aware of. You have to rescind them or ask them if there is a way that you could fulfill the contract. If it's impossible, then you are rescinding the contract. How do you do that? Well, the same way you rescind a contract in the physical realm is the same way you rescind a contract in the spiritual realm. You write your notice, letter of rescission, or notice of rescission. All right? And then you send it to whoever. All right? On behalf of my ancestors, all the debts, the contracts, known and unknown, whether it was intentional or intentional, I therefore rescind it. And I am not obligated to this debt or this obligation. I am not obligated. And you sign it. And then what you do, okay, you make at least 3 copies of that. Okay, you get 2 witnesses. You have them sign it. And you go underneath a tree next to some water and you read your notice of rescission. And you take a copy and you either throw it in the ocean or throw it in that body of water and let it go out into the universe. And let the universe do the rest. Because a lot of us wonder why we are dealing with the things that we are dealing with. It is because you are dealing with certain repercussions of those contracts that you don't know about. This is real. So I'm giving you some gems right now. Okay? We are carrying the burden of our ancestors. So I just showed you how to rescind those contracts spiritually. All right? Now, some of them we may be obligated to fulfill. Well, at least ask your ancestors, how can you assist me in doing that? All right? Because certain contracts have to be fulfilled. But a lot of them, we could rescind them. All right? Don't carry that burden because of their experience. That was their experience. We have our own, and we have to create our own contracts so that our children, all right, will have more of a positive karma than a so-called negative karma. It's deep, but it's not so deep where you may not comprehend it or understand or understand it. I'm making it very simple for you. Remember, the pen is mightier than the sword. Everything that you write down, those are your thoughts. And while you're writing them, you speak them because the word becomes flesh. That's when you put it on paper, it becomes flesh. Remember, you're an artist. Remember, in the beginning was the word. The earth was filled with what? With void. When you look at void, void is what? White. You feel me? So your sheet of paper is white. Now you are being God. Now you are manifesting your words. You dig. So when you make sure your piece of paper doesn't have any blue lines on it, no lines, blank sheet of paper, right here, blank. Okay, that means it's void. It's void. You feel me? Okay, it's void. And what you do now, Now you be the God that you are. And God said, let there be, and there was. Notice of rescission. You wrote it in any way that you can. You don't type it out. Please don't type it out, because it's a machine that's writing it. It needs to come from you. It's a spiritual thing. Don't put it in your own handwriting. In your own handwriting. And you write. Okay? You rescind all of that. Boom. When you are done, respectfully, whatever you call yourself. In my case, it will be Chief Kalanago Flying Eagle on behalf of my ancestors. And I will put A, capital A, / capital R, meaning that authorized representative. I am here representing my ancestors. Man, like I tell y'all, I'm giving y'all some gems you're never going to learn in school. That's just all I'm saying. All right. So once again, show you your appreciation. And I'm just here to give you the information. All right. That's it. Now, I'm not sure if Huey P sent me an email. Family, let me know if you sent me an email so I could see if I could send you the link for the build. So you could comment for a quick second. All right. Huey P, let me know if you sent me an email. I don't know. If you sent me an email, let me know and where you send that email to, which email that you use, so I could send you the link so you could come join me real quick in the build before I wrap this up. All right. So while Huey P is dropping that information, just know that this so-called Black History Month that's coming up, let us not give that to our energy. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you sign your document, you could either do, red pen sometimes, but not always red pen, but definitely always purple or gold. All right, always put purple or gold. I stay with my gold pen. All right. So red sometimes is good, it's cool sometimes, but purple and gold is always spiritual. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. Take it to a higher level of frequency. You dig? Let me see if I could copy that right there. Give me a second, family. All right, CD. Okay, give me a second. Let me just write this down. CD CAR Cal Done CAN at gmail.com. All right, cool. Let me see if I can send that to you right now so you could, come on real quick. Give me a second, all right? Let me just compose. All right, we have CD CARL DUN CAN at gmail.com. And let me get that link. Okay, copy that. All right. Huey P, I just sent it. All right, it says message sent. Go ahead and check your email real quick. Let me know if you got it. All right. Let me know if you got it. There we go. You know what I'm saying? So educate our people, man. Educate our people. You know what I'm saying? Let our people know, you know what I'm saying, that that's what it is. Let them know. Empress Everlasting Water. I love the way you got the name spelled in the syntax form. I see you paying attention. That's what's up. That's what it is. All right. Yeah, that's our nation flag, and we could definitely talk about, you know what I'm saying, how you could get one of that, because like I said, I'm just solidifying a few things, for the foundation of the nation before I open it up. I want to make sure that it's solid. I mean, we sitting on pretty solid ground, but for the most part, I want to make sure that everything is in place before we do that. All right. Yes, I already did videos on the SF-181 form. I did a whole presentation on that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to get into that right now. You could go on YouTube and dig that. I personally will not fill it out. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know what that is. All right. Like I tell people, the only secure party is when you are autonomous. That's the only way. To me, that is the definition of being a secure party. All that stuff you're dealing with in the system and all that, man, listen, I don't really care about that. All right. All right. So we have UEP joining us. Let me all right. Let me just go ahead and unmute. You know, Ken. Go ahead and unmute yourself, family. Peace
How
and
you
love.
doing,
Peace
great
and
brother?
love.
How you doing, great brother? How you doing, great one?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me? I hear you. I hear you, Chief. You hear me?
UEP, are you on?
Yes, sir, Chief. Can you hear me?
All right. I can't hear you. Check your mic.
Yo. It looked like it's coming through.
Check your mic.
You don't see me? Okay, it's on.
All right. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, for some reason. Yeah, try to come back in. I don't know what's happening. All right. All right. So it seems like I'm seeing you, but it's showing that you are not in the chat. See if you could come back in, fam. I can't hear it. I can't hear him. Or you could hear him, but I can't. Okay, he said he'll be right back. Yeah, I saw him for a brief sec, but yeah, he said he'll be right back. It says, all right, here we go. Let me add him.
Yo, can you hear me?
All right, there you go.
Oh, how you doing?
I think you on, fam.
How you doing, great brother? How you doing, great one? Can you hear me? Am I there? Chief. Chief, can you hear me? Chief, am I there? It look like it's reading.
I can't hear. I
Can you hear me
cannot
now?
hear.
Can you hear me now?
You know,
Can you hear me now?
all right. You said you hear him, but I'm not hearing him, so I have no idea what he's saying.
Can y'all?
For some reason, I mean, his mic is connected. I mean, he has access.
Am I here? Can y'all hear me?
But I can't hear him. So
We both.
all right, I can't hear you, fam. I can't. All right, they're saying that they could hear us both,
right?
But I can't hear him. You know what? Let me see if I could put up. Let me put up the speaker on my phone. Let me see if that's gonna work. Am I here? Can y'all hear me? I can't hear him. So okay, all right, family, check this out. I can't hear you, fam. All right, there seemed to be a delay, right? So I just put up.
Hey, Chief, you got to mute the live stream since you're on your phone.
All right, so there's gonna be a delay, right? There's gonna be a delay. I'm using my phone, and right now.
Hey, mute the live stream. Mute the live stream on your TV, on the computer, Chief.
All right, give me a second, bro. Let me get my headphones because give me a second. Give me a second.
All right,
stay on the line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're waiting on Chief to get everything together, but y'all can hear me. Appreciate it being on here. Y'all just bear with us. Make sure y'all hit those thumbs up, and hopefully we can get into a little bit more on what Chief was just breaking down. We definitely breaking down gems about the black and the brown, and I just wanted to elaborate on it a little. So,
all righty. Let me get my headphones. Let me see if I could do it this way because I have no idea why not. Okay, go back to YouTube.
all right, Chief, you there?
All right, Huey P. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, God, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Can you hear me, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you. Oh, he must can't hear me still.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, beautiful. What I did was I just put on my headphones. Yeah, I could hear you now, but there's going to be a slight delay. So whenever you talk or I talk, just let us just give each other some time to let's give each other some time just to respond because there's a slight delay.
Understood. Understood.
All right, so yeah, so go ahead, brother. Tell.
Oh yeah, I was just listening, man, and you was dead on everything you was saying. You was talking about the civiliter mortuus. You was talking about the brown, I mean the black, and being a lack of. And this is one of the things that I let
All
my
right,
people on
beautiful.
my
So go ahead,
platform.
brother. Tell the folks what's on your mind.
Okay, yeah, this black, you know what I'm saying? Like he was saying, being a lack of, right? And this brown, when we looking at and we breaking this B down, just B is just a B. All right. Lack is being a lack of. If we see that we are brown, just like the ground and the trees and everything around, we would know that we want to be our own. And we could come and we come into our own owners and stop lacking in our ownership. Uh it's a spell that we up under. We have to unveil these spells. And that's what looking inside of the words. They always told us to look, read in between the lines, and dot our I's and cross our T's because we was it. And this is something that I think that most people or should get going on because we always talking about what everything it is, and it is everything. You are it. Don't separate yourself from it because we are it. We shouldn't have to pay for it, nothing, loan it, earn it, none of that because you are it. When none of this exists without you being here. So this is where our people have to come in and stop separating ourselves through these color codes and all of these titles, just like you were saying, man. I just really wanted to applaud you on everything you were saying because that's exactly what I don't like to say preach, but we trying to reach. And it might sound preachy when we doing it, when we teaching and we speaking properly. You know what I mean?
Word.
Saying so everything is about unveiling this spell, man. And it's really simple. It's just you are it. I think if people can just really tap into the it, I wanted you to bring up the definition of it, like you was just bringing up the definitions. If you could bring up the definition of it, we could show the people how they are it and won't nothing exist without them. Go ahead, Chief. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. All right, cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look up the etymology of it and I'm going to share the screen. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We always try to take ourselves away from what it is and try to make something bigger than what you are. You are it, meaning you are everything. The origins of it. Is that the right? And man, you hit right on with that
Yeah.
with that
All
gold
right.
pen
Let,
right
let, let
there.
me read that, right?
Yes, sir.
It says it, pronoun, nominative and accusative of third person singular. Um, it says demonstrative, source, hit, Gothic. Um, it's well, basically, it's just saying.
Yes, that is a person, place, a thing, right? You know, I've never looked at this etymology or this, what you're looking at of the definition right here, but it just says that it is a person, place, a thing.
So
And
basically, it is just speaking. It is just talking about. It's saying third person. So, but I get the perspective of where you're coming from. I totally get it. Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, 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 man. So yeah, if we can figure this out, because we all trying to figure it out, right? We always try to figure it out, but most people never wanted to figure it in. It was always in. It is in you. It is on everything. It is in everything that we do. It is everything that we do. So you shouldn't have to pay for it. Nothing of that. You should just have to attend to it. You are it. Used to refer to a thing previously
Mm,
mentioned or easily identified. And the second one says that it is me. Simply, it is me.
mm, mm.
And it say it's, meaning it is. If it's telling you what it is me. Me, M, E-M. That's why they say them, thy, M, thy, M.
That's right.
If we start breaking
Yeah,
down this etymology and we know that this three was the same thing as this M and this E, or this we, or this W, this would make me we, as above, so below. You know, and that's the 33 degree where they be talking about in the Masonry thing where
yeah.
they dealing with
Hmm.
33 because they dealing with M, which is me, we. You know, and if we start looking at these words, we know that you is a I see you. N, you in, I, you see. It's all the same thing. You can't take away what you are from, which is it. So we all need to know that we are it
Mm,
and stand up to it and
hmm.
be it. That's what I wanted to add into that, man. I just want to let everybody know, just be it. And right into
Hmm.
your, I want to ask you this, Chief, because I'm an artist, right?
Hmm.
And I do music and I've been writing a long time, right? So I did so much writing that I got away from writing because I wrote so much time, right? So now I just write in my
Well,
mind. And
I
that same thing
no
that you
doubt,
see,
man.
that gold pen,
Yeah.
I got a
I,
gold pen in my mind that write with gold ink on gold paper,
mm,
you know. And that's what I think we need to get to in the mind, because it's the part they never wanted you to think for yourself. They wanted to control everything. You and you are it, man. They wanted to separate you from it when you are all of it, man. And I'm just blessed to be a part of you, man. Or I'm honored, not blessed. I want to be more than less. I want to be more than less. So yeah, man. I just it's an honor
mm.
being here. I know we it's a little delay, so it's like a little delay in the interaction with us, man. But it's an honor and pleasure to be here on your platform, speaking with you, man, and just spreading these beautiful gems that you are dropping, because you are dropping gems, man. And I can never but you. I just want to add to you, man. You are amazing, brother.
Mm. Well, definitely.
You got it. You got it. Go ahead, Chief. And she said, "Oh, maybe I'll get it one day." Chief, you there?
All right, thank you, brother. And I want to, let you know, I thank you, and I share the sentiments of you being amazing as well, brother. And that's what, yeah, and that's where we are at with it. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of us realizing that we are the one. We are it. Let's just be. You know what I mean? And that's it. Yes, I'm here, brother.
Yes, man. That you said it. You said it perfectly, bro. Let's just be it, bro. I know we got to give ourselves a little time to speak, but yeah, definitely, bro. Let's just be it. Everybody, y'all enjoy it. What is this day that we are spending, or this life? We are experiencing it. We were put here to experience it. You know, you was in this world by your own. Meaning, when you came through that womb, you was in that whole world alone. You came through in this world. You bust through that water to be here to experience it. It, y'all. Be it. Enjoy this life.
Facts. So, like we said, brother, there's a delay. So, once again, thank you for being, just being part of the build. And I'm certainly sure we'll get a chance to build again. All right. So, have yourself a beautiful continuation. And I definitely enjoyed, the energy that you brought to our platform. It's not my platform, but our platform. All right, brother.
Yes, sir. Much love to y'all, man. Much love to the chat. I see America said, is that where it derives from? Yeah, that's what they try to do. They try to make us scared of it. So they let Stephen King or whoever did the It movie make it a scary thing. So we will be scared to be it, because they knew it will become a time that we would know it and we would be coming to wake up and to be all of it. So they made that a scary thing so we can tap in to it. So all of this thing is manipulating us. Everything that they do out in front of you is to manipulate you from being you. They want to put everything outside of you so you can't have a clear view of it, which is you. You are the reflection of everything that shines through your beautiful light and your eyes, just like the eyes in the skies. It's not the skies. It's really the eyes in your eyes. The sky is right in your face, y'all. Look at it. It's right in your face. I'm talking to the chat too, Chief. Much love. That was dope to you. She said, wow, that's great.
Yeah, I know you just muted yourself, brother.
Yeah, I just muted so I can so you can come in. I was reading the chat. I didn't want to read it aloud, but she said we will get nowhere with these words. We cut each other down with it. We cut each other down with it. If we read in between these lines, y'all, this is what I seen with time, right? Time would not exist without me and it. Now, if you break down the word time, you see T-I-M-E. If you spread those words apart and flip it around, you might see it and me, or you might put them back together and you might see admit. This is something that we gotta admit. It's same thing with your mind. I am in my mind. I'm in my mind. Mine, my gold mine. Old, the G old. You are gold. The L, the Elohim, Ella, L, the L, you, the L, right? The L created the world with the word, right? He created the world with the word. The word is W-O-R-D. The world is W-O-R-L-D. If you take the L out, which who created the word and the world, you'll let him know that it was you. I am the L, and I created this world with the words. And that's how you see yourself, because they can never take the truth from outside of you. They just can put all of everything to disguise it around you. I like the way she said, I like the way she put time, T-Y-M-E. You know why is the
Facts.
question. Why is a question, right? But time is always why, and sometimes I, and sometimes why, right? When you see why, always ask the question why, and then put I there, or E, or M, because vowels are
So,
interchangeable.
like we said again. Mhm. Yes, indeed, 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 indeed. All right. So it's all about the word, man. It's all about the word. In the beginning was the word. You know what I'm saying? And we spoke the word, and then hence we created. You feel me? We created everything that's here. We created the it to be in it, to experience it. You feel me? So it's a beautiful thing. You did.
Yes, sir. Couldn't have been said no better, man. Man, it's a pleasure being here with you, Chief Colinago, man. You are it, man. You ill, man. You in it. You on it. And you on the go, man. And I'm with you, bro. Let's take this world where we need to go because you are the world. You feel me? They told us these songs. Whitney Houston said, "You are the world, we are the children." And Michael Jackson told you, starting with the man in the mirror. It all start with you to make the pain come real. You know what I mean? The truth come real. The truth will hurt too, man. So this is the ill bill, man. Y'all, hey, like, share, and subscribe, man, and support Chief and everything that he's doing, man. And nothing else, support yourself. Because if no change, he can change everything. But if you don't change, man, ain't nothing gonna change for you. You'll never see it for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Facts. And with that being said, brother, thank you. And I'm certainly sure we'll build again. All right. One love, man. I love you, brother. So we'll talk soon.
Peace, Chief. One love, man.
All right. So let's just give thanks to our brother, man, brother P. No doubt. All right, family. So, once again, man, big shout outs. All right. Definitely, man, big shout outs to, our brother, Huey P for coming and just adding to the gems. You know what I mean? So that's what we do right here. And family, folks, friends, relatives, associates. I just want to say that I appreciate you guys being a part of this, this beautiful build today. And I do wish you a beautiful continuation. And let's continue to grow, man. And that's what we got to do. You feel me? That's what we got to do. So we'll definitely get into a few other things. Maybe later after I take a rest, we'll do another build and we'll make some things happen. All right. Peace, love, and light to each and every one of you. And we'll talk soon. One love.